I just think it's super important to go after and do what really, really makes you happy.
The older I get, the more I start realizing, like, I have my flaws. I got past all that stuff. I'm in a great place now. I'm gonna keep trying new shit, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I don't care.
IRL and real life content. I feel like people are kind of shifting back to that because there's so much alteration, so much editing that people are kind of respecting and appreciating just the authenticity of raw, real life.
If someone's getting into their photo, video careers, they're younger, how could they follow in your footsteps to do what you do?
Do something that you...
Welcome to Cold Tub Talks. Today's guest is Kam Galinsky, otherwise known as Chiheliguy. This guy is an amazing videographer. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Man.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on. So, got to start with this. With all the content out there, it's so saturated. How in the world do you evoke such strong emotion and get the millions of views that you do?
That's actually a great question to start on. So I was gonna make it a point today when I was driving in. I'm like, I really want to come. Like, I want to make sure that, like, I point out that usually when I create a video, it's very emotionally driven.
Absolutely.
Every song that I choose is like insanely. Not that it's necessarily like meaningful to me. Like the song is like super meaningful.
Yeah, he's still not fully settled in. We're still waiting until he gets, there we go. That's a boy. Nice. That is where it's at right there.
He's in. He's good.
That's a cold plunge.
That's a cold plunge.
So I think every song that I choose is definitely emotionally driven in the sense that, like, I choose it because I want to evoke a certain emotion.
It's obvious,
whether it's like a cinematic approach or whether it's an emotional approach in the sense of like making somebody, tear up a little bit, or like teary-eyed. That's kind of the way I feel when I'm usually posting some of this stuff. So yeah, that's definitely something that I think has definitely helped. I've chosen songs that are like, trendy songs or whatever it may be.
Teary-eyed. I like the way you kind of said that. You can
definitely
tell.
teary-eyed emoji or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the one I use the most, I think. Okay. Yeah, just like that. No, but like I feel like I've used like very trendy songs or songs that are like, starting to pop off or whatever.
Yeah.
They never do well for me. Ever. I mean, they do well once in a while, but they have to fit what I'm trying to go for too.
Yeah. Sure.
Otherwise, it doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't vibe.
Yeah, I don't do it for the views. I know it sounds silly, but I really don't. I really don't give a shit about how many people see it. I was in such a rut for such a long time creatively. Just like a writer's block for, I guess, posting my work, sharing my work, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure these guys can relate at times too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's a lot of, and it took getting a job that I was beyond in love with for me to, feel very comfortable with starting to post everything.
I mean, because what you do is art.
Yeah.
So how do you make that piece of art versus just making a piece of content to put up? I mean, because what you do is very specific, but you can tell that there's a lot of time, energy, effort, and thought that goes into every video you post. It's not just, I'm a content creator.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, a lot of it's in the moment type stuff. Obviously, with helicopter flying, we're covering mostly the news. That's mostly what I fly for. We do other stuff as well, and I shoot other stuff on the side as well, helicopter work that goes into movies, TV shows, stuff like that. But most of the stuff that I post on my actual feed is for flying, while we're flying for the news, in between scenes, if there's a beauty shot or whatever I see. There's times where we have a beautiful sunset and I just don't feel it. Doesn't look great, and I don't feel like I should be posting it or whatever, and it doesn't matter, and I don't want to shoot it. I'm not in the mood, But if I see something that I absolutely just love, right when I get back to the hangar, off the SD card into an editor, and find a song that I can find. And if I don't find a song right away, I'll just make the edit for, the color, the actual video, and then I'll choose a song later if I can find one that fits. So.
Yeah. If we aren't already this cold, I'd say I have the goosebumps right now. Dude, anyone that's at the top of the game at what they do, I can grow such an appreciation for. And looking at your page, like you said, the music, I mean, the teardrop, I can already tell you're a humble man. And you're making it sound simple and like it's not a big deal, but there's so many people out there trying to accomplish just a fraction of what you pull off, and you make it sound so simple.
Yeah, I honestly, I know it. Like when I started doing like the whole social media page with the helicopter work, because I got the job before. I was just I wasn't posting anything. I didn't make a page or anything. I was just like, I'm just gonna work the job. I'm gonna be a camera operator, and that's what I'm gonna do. And I did that, and that was great. But then when I just needed like an outlet, I had thousands of clips ready to go, and I'm just like, why am I just sitting on this? And that's why I made the page. And I was just like, you know what? I'll just do something simple. Post every day, almost everything. It was Sunday through Thursday is what I usually do.
Okay.
Post every day, 8 to 8:30 Chicago time for Chicagoans that are about to go to bed. And that's just what I've been doing for almost 3 years. And, it's paying off. I feel like I haven't really drifted off too far from what I originally wanted to do. And it's amazing to see how far it's come in just like the 3 years without me really necessarily. I didn't set a goal of like, oh, I want like this following or whatever. I just wanted an outlet. I just wanted to share my work. So that was.
I think that's the best way to do anything, man. When you lead with passion, you let everything else come therefore, right? Otherwise, you're just doing it through sheer willpower. You risk burnout. But when you're doing it for the love of the game, that's when you just ride it out. It's a long-term plan.
100%. Yeah. And like, and I was talking to these guys before we started too. Like, I'm aware that, sorry.
Oh, what?
No, I'm aware that like this helicopter thing isn't going to last forever. I mean, drones are taking over already, I'm aware of that, but as long as this kind of brings me into like the next phase of my career, more than happy to, go along for the ride and take everything with it, honestly.
Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, before I even looked into you, I thought you were a pilot.
No.
Like before, just by the name, when I looked at your name, I'm like, he's got to be a pilot.
Yeah. And it's funny.
Do you get that a lot?
Yeah. I get like a decent amount of messages are like, oh, like, can you fly me around or something? No, I can't fly you around. And, but there's like, I have a feeling a lot of pilots, like helicopter pilots in Chicago, I know most of them now, but, or a lot of them at least, I have a feeling they probably see the name and they're like,
sure,
he's not a pilot.
That totally makes sense.
I mean, like, what's up with the name?
He's a phony.
Yeah, he's a phony. Exactly.
Phony.
No, I feel like people probably get that a lot. I clear it up every single time. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Leave with honesty, right?
Yeah, for real.
You start to shiver a little bit over there?
Tiny bit.
Yeah,
but it feels good. It feels really
good.
I'm shocked that I'm like still in here, honestly. I thought like 2 minutes in, I was going to bail.
And your voice isn't shaking or anything. You're doing
A little
good.
bit.
It's always better when conversation is going too.
Yeah.
So when you're isolated and alone, there's no music, no nothing. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's just darkness.
You tell yourself why you don't want to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you mentioned that your father-in-law had one of these pods. So you're married. I know you have a family you've shared.
Yeah.
The risks associated with what you do, going up in the air all the time. Do you ever think about that?
We try not to too much, or I think I don't think about it as much as my wife probably thinks about it. We have a little boy now, so he's going to be a year old soon. And
Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, it's and I think she thinks about it probably a little bit more than I do. When you're kind of in that moment of shooting, or like on a scene or whatever it is. I don't know if like how do you guys like if you guys think of like a helicopter, like a news helicopter, any helicopter, and it's like circling something like whether it's like a police chopper or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you guys think like goes on in there? Do you guys think it's like pretty chaotic, or do you think it's pretty calm, or what do you guys think?
Oh, I mean,
I would think smooth.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't think chaotic from what I've seen. I was sharing with Tyler. I went to aviation school for a little while.
No shit.
And I was going to be a mechanic to work on planes, and I realized it wasn't my passion, and I didn't want to do it and stop. But the teachers always joked and shit on how much they hated helicopters, as I'm sure you know, like pilots and people that drive big planes, because of the safety risks that come with it. I mean, usually crashes, things mechanically that go wrong with helicopters, you're kind of screwed. With the blades and other things. So
yeah, I think one of the like when we're in the air, it's pretty chill. It's pretty. It's not like for the most part, honestly, like the not like chaotic, but the more like. I guess the only word really is chaotic is like you're just listening to a lot of people. You're listening to the other choppers right near you. Yeah. Listening to the pilot, the reporter, people at the control room trying to talk to you. So you're listening to like a million voices. Yeah. So you're not really thinking about like the risks in the moment. But there are times where we're flying out to, for example, if we're flying out further somewhere, I'm just kind of chilling back there, on my phone or whatever for a little bit. Okay. And that crosses your mind then because you're just like, it could be literally just.
Sure. Well, that's why I asked. I thought about the question before I asked it, and I figured someone that loves what they do at your level and you're always captivated by the shot, the moment, it may not even cross your mind the risks associated. Because a lot of people think going up in a helicopter, it's about leisure, first-time experience. It's scary. But when you do what you do and you like see the beautiful sunset that night, I can imagine you're just locked in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's there's a lot of communication between myself and the pilot too, because it's really? He's essentially like my he's my tripod. He's my gimbal. You know, he's moving me where I want to be.
That's a cool way to think of
So
it.
I get to control, you know, the little things. I get to control the camera movement, but he gets to control where we are.
Yeah.
So the communication there, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it that I'm starting to start.
I know, right? We're getting there.
We're almost there.
Stay strong. That's cool, though. He's your tripod. He's your gimbal. So that makes me think, is it physically demanding up there? Like how much working, you know?
It can be. I think it's honestly probably more for the pilot than it is for photographers.
Okay.
Just because we have like a little laptop. It's on our lap. And, you know, it's like a video game essentially.
Whoa, wait.
is really
so you're operating the camera off the laptop?
Not like not like a MacBook Pro laptop, but like just like a panel.
Oh,
so like an audio panel type of thing. But you have like a joystick on there.
All right, so now I'm picturing the camera. Is the camera like hanging out the helicopter like a machine gun on a plate?
It's on the nose. It's just like a ball on the nose.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just hanging outside. You're like, you know, it's just moving freely out there wherever you want it to go.
That's sick.
Interesting. Okay, well, I never knew that.
Yeah, that's cool. Now I'm shivering.
Me too.
All right, last thing before we get out. I got to know, why have you never shown your face on social media?
Ooh, wow. I did not expect that question. I don't know. I have no idea. This is my second time doing anything.
Let's go.
In
And
person.
what a cool atmosphere to be doing it in.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's no, I don't know why I haven't though. I think I've done like one live podcast recording with like an audience, and that was pretty cool. That was like my first, but that wasn't on video. So it was just audio only in person, but there weren't like there weren't a ton of people that I saw there. So.
Well, we're honored to have you on. We popped the cherry, so to say.
Yeah. No idea. Honestly, I think it's one of those things where back in the day, like when YouTube was just starting out. Want to get out?
no, finish your sentence, please.
Now, like when YouTube like started out, I did a lot of like tech review stuff. Like you guys know MKBHD. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I did like stuff like that back then, and even back then, I just never really did the whole being in front of the camera thing.
Nice.
And I kind of in the last like couple months decided like maybe I should start doing like tutorials, just more stuff like this, because why not?
Dude, the world is yours.
Yeah.
Do it however you want.
Exactly. And I'm not going to be, younger forever.
Yeah.
So
This might be the first clip they see of Kam on social media.
This is an
feed.
awesome
My
segue.
feed.
I love that answer.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. All right, let's transition, boys.
Quick shout out to the Pod Company, the sponsor for the Cold Tub Talks. I'm sitting here in the Ice Pod Pro, Coach Devin's in the Long Pod, and you can get your discounted cold tub in the description below. Check it out for yourself.
All right, welcome back to Cold Tub Talks. Now we're on the couch. I'm not shivering as bad today, honestly.
No, I'm feeling good right now.
Yeah, you coming back to life? You're
Starting
warming up
to.
a little bit?
It like really picked up for a minute. And,
Awesome.
I was telling him, I'm like, I'm okay, I think.
It's on and off, I think, when it comes and goes.
Yeah. No, I think I'm going to be shiverless today on the couch. You let me know if I start acting up.
man.
You're saying you were the guy that
Okay.
shivers, so I don't know.
It's every time on the couch, I'm always laughed
It'll
at.
be me today.
It'll be you?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Join the club.
Yeah.
So as we were transitioning, I heard behind the scenes you guys were talking about how you got into what you do as a career. So you got to get into that because I only caught a glimpse of it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'll try and make it as short as possible, or
Sure.
as quick as possible. Photo in general, or photo video in general. I just started pretty much like everybody else, probably as a hobby in like high school, and then going over to college and stuff, I decided to transition into it full time. But the helicopter stuff, I answered a Craigslist ad, which was in probably about 2012, 2011. I was second or third year in college.
Okay.
Craigslist ad for a tour company looking for a photographer, just take marketing photos for their website. I was like, oh, this is definitely fake, but I'm just going to send an email. 'Cause why
Craigslist.
not? Isn't that crazy?
What year was this?
Probably 2012, 2011, something like that. Yeah.
Craigslist is so ghetto in my opinion.
Yeah.
It
well,
is. It's
nowadays, I don't even think it's used
it.
anymore.
Oh, okay.
It was
Was it
never.
then
I think
as
the
well?
Craigslist like killer was like a thing still at that time already. So.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I responded to an ad, and they actually responded. I got out there like a week later for our first flight, and fell in love with it. Did a bunch of marketing stuff with them for a bit.
Seriously.
And
There's
then
so many ways to skin a cat, I guess. That's
Yeah.
a wild start.
yeah, it was crazy. So and then that kind of just opened the door for a bunch of other stuff.
Wow.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I've only used Craigslist once and I got screwed.
Trying to sell something.
No, I tried buying something. I tried buying concert tickets. That was my
yeah.
first
I was
mistake.
like, I had a feeling
That was
that's
my
what it
first
was. I forget
mistake.
that was
So
Craigslist. We were just telling that story yesterday too.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
made me realize I'm never using that platform again.
You want to know what I just realized?
What?
Do you see what we missed in this setup? We're just gonna rock with it, but do you see what we missed? Look at the bar top. We missed. There's usually the Cold Tub Talk sign is like right behind you.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just see if the editors can like splice that in.
That's
just, like,
funny.
during the show, because the wide angles usually got the Cold Tub Talk sign on there.
We're gonna hear it from his wife. I guess. She's gonna say, "This is why you guys can't do it without me." Here.
Yeah, what the fuck, guys?
She's gonna say, "I can't trust you guys to set up anything."
Oh man, that is so funny. I think it's comical.
Yeah, that's a unique way to get the job that you have. So was that a completely different job than what you're doing now?
Yeah,
You kind of worked your way up.
Yeah, I mean, like as far as like photo video goes, I feel like, and I'm sure most photographers, videographers, whatever, can attest to it. Your career is not like a linear path, really. I feel like it's just, there is a path you could take as far as like, growth, like, or personal growth, whatever you want to, like creative growth,
Sure.
career growth, all that, right? But at least from me, I decided I want to shoot everything. I'm going to give weddings a go, magazine work a go, portraits, cityscapes, literally almost anything I think I've shot.
Cam
it's-
Studio, right? I think I've seen your
Cam
site.
Studio
too,
is, yeah. So like that's the just all the other stuff that I do.
Sure.
So a lot of portraits,
Sure.
weddings, events, all that. But when I started doing the tour stuff, it was just kind of like I like shooting city stuff, a lot of cityscapes, time lapse stuff like that. Like helicopter, can only get better shooting from there, right? So I did that for however, it was just like a freelance gig pretty much. It wasn't like full time or anything. And then started working for a magazine as a photo director. I was with them for about 5-6 years, moved out to the West Coast with them and everything. So
Oh wow.
yeah, I was still like shooting freelance stuff at that time, but yeah, it was a little bit of everything. And then came back to Chicago, just missed it way too much. I think I was there for like 2-3 years. Came back here, worked a bunch of different jobs here, events and all that. And then about 3 years ago, an ad came up for a helicopter camera operator position. The person hiring just so happened to be like someone I was like kind of competing with in the early 2010s with time lapse work. And he saw my name and it stood out.
Competing with? Like
Competing in the sense of like, like on YouTube, we both made time lapse videos,
sure.
and he was the one that always got like the most views. And I was like, I want to be like that guy.
Oh, that's
Okay.
cool. I
Yeah.
love
So
that.
he was the one that was doing the hiring. And then, and then we worked together for the last 3 years. He actually just left the job recently. So
Oh, let's go. That's a cool story.
yeah, so it's a small world in photo and video, So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, that's kind of how it grew.
So is Chicago like the crown jewel to shoot and do what you do? I feel like you can't
don't
shoot
know.
any other place quite like Chicago.
It's tough. I mean, like, I would love to down the road. That would be like ideal. I can travel around, shoot in those different cities, because I think that's probably the biggest request I get is, can you do
really?
different cities?
Oh,
Can you do,
See that?
like New York City's like a big one, obviously.
Yeah, we were even talking international before you came. We were like Dubai,
Yeah.
Bangkok. My wife and I have been to. Beautiful city.
Well, so all these we get these new pilots that come in, and a lot of them they're talking about like how much they travel around and all this stuff, and it just made me realize like, holy shit, I don't travel at all. Like I'm just Chicago based. Like
Wow.
obviously I'm working full time here, so I get it. But yeah, it'd be amazing to go like all over the U.S. at least as a
For
start,
sure.
and then down the road, obviously.
What would be your number one pick?
Ooh, yeah.
If you had to pick one in the U.S. and international, what would be your number
Chicago
one
for
spot?
me.
Yeah, really?
I'm a Chicago guy.
Even
Yeah.
being
But what
based.
about
yeah.
outside of Chicago? Like if you could
Outside
pick
of
one
Chicago, so
other
any
city.
city outside of here. Ooh.
I have two in mind that I would guess. Let's
I
see
mean,
what
New
you
York
say.
in the U.S., New York City for sure.
Yeah,
Would have
for
to be
sure.
up there.
New York's a beast.
And I think San Francisco would be a fun one. It'd be a little bit
San Fran.
different.
Okay.
Seattle would be pretty cool
Interesting.
too.
I figure my guess was L.A. or New York.
Same.
The two.
LA,
those two
LA
guesses.
would be beautiful in the sense of like maybe it's because I lived there for a little bit.
Okay.
So I just I didn't do a lot of drone work back then. They weren't as consumer friendly as they are now. But I don't know. I like LA would be fun too. I would do LA.
Okay. What about internationals? Does any come to mind of what would be
Where to begin?
the pinnacle of where you'd want to go first?
That's really tough. I follow a bunch of people all over the world, and like a lot of like Chinese cities just are beautiful in the sense of like massive structures, a lot of lights, helps shooting at night, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. That's really tough. I don't know if because like I love shooting city stuff. Obviously, like my whole thing is shooting city stuff, but I wouldn't mind shooting more like tropical vacation spots, stuff like that.
Ooh,
It'd be pretty cool. but I haven't done it yet, so I don't know.
On the bucket list.
You got to get on that,
bucket list.
man.
Yeah.
There's
That's what
an art to what you do. You got to.
I keep talking to the pilots, and they're like traveling. One of our guys is like going out to like 3 different countries in the next like week or two. I'm like, holy smokes, like that would be incredible if I could do that. Yeah, tag along, like shoot with him or whatever.
For sure.
Yeah, and it kind of opened my eyes. This is just in the last like 2 months. It like opened my eyes. I'm like, dude, I gotta get the hell out there because I feel like I love Chicago. Don't get me wrong. It's home to me, always will be.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah,
but there's still so much to see.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, since being an entrepreneur the past 6 years, I mean, we're based out of here, but we love getting out and about. There's so much to see. And when you know you're in a good place in life is when you have that beautiful balance, that nuance, that dance of you love being home, but you love getting away.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time we're away, we look forward to coming home. Whenever we're home, we love to get away. You never need too much of either.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's hopefully, in the works down the road with stuff. But right now I'm just like focused on doing exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm just really loving what I'm doing right now. So I wish I could have said that like in my career like 10 years ago. It was a tough spot. Like I didn't want to share my work at all. It's tough to get work. I mean, in photo and video, it's tough to get work, in my opinion. Unless you're like really reaching out to every person you can reach out to, it's not easy. I got it. Early in my career, I definitely struggled quite a bit finding freelance work, or I worked full time too, but it didn't make me happy. That was the part that made me struggle.
Interesting.
I was striving for that happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feels like I'm like at a really good place now mentally.
Yeah.
Where I'm happy with family stuff, work stuff. Good balance with everything.
A good life balance. It's cool that you share that, though. I think that's a journey for anyone in any field.
Yeah, it's just life.
Yeah.
Just I feel like everything, and it was, my childhood was great. It was amazing. Just mentally not always great for whatever reason it was. But then once I found that peace a little bit more, started opening up a little bit more, and I'm just gonna start sharing everything I have.
Yeah.
And
now you're killing it, to say the least.
well, thank you. I
said
appreciate
it tells
that.
you're a humble man, but dude, your work is incredible. And like I said, there's a lot of people that not only look up to and aspire what you do, but can't do what you do at that level. Let's be real. You gotta be honest.
I don't know. I feel like if somebody puts their mind to, at least like in like the photo video world, if they put their mind to it, and like a lot of the stuff that I do is, I mean, we're already in the air and it's already in front of us. I'm just lucky enough to be there doing it.
Sure.
And then when we get back, there are things that I do when I edit. Like post work is super, like it's huge in my workflow. It's massive.
Absolutely. And you can tell.
It takes a lot of time. Like every 12-second reel, because that's around the time I like aim for is like around 12 seconds or whatever. Takes a good hour to put together, make sure that it's
right
good.
there shows the art, as you said earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, and like of course
together.
they don't turn out like great every single time. They don't look exactly how I want them every single time. Whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just, but the process of getting it to as close as I can possibly get it to where I want it, that is enough for me to that makes me happy. Like, oh, even if it turns out like complete shit, it's fine. It's all right. Like, I learned something new. I can't do that edit with that shot. It's just not working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that. You got that keen eye.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm in a really good place right now. Just career-wise, mentally, everything.
Yeah. I love to hear that. That's awesome.
Want to look better, feel sharper, and perform at your best? That's what we do here at InstaShred. With fully bespoke online coaching, we help busy men transform their appearance, performance, and long-term health. We've helped over 4,400 do it. Click the link in the description, head to instashred.com, and book your free call.
How much harder is it to do what you do in the air? Like you mentioned you've done some groundwork. How much different is it? It seems like it's a different animal.
Well, what's interesting is like a lot of the stuff I shot before doing the full-time helicopter stuff, I did a lot of weddings, pretty much what I guess a lot of shooters do, a lot of weddings, a lot of events, stuff like that. And the events like a wedding kind of get you prepared for a situation like that, because a wedding is like, it's, you kind of have to nail the shot. And you have to make sure you're recording. You have to make sure you're in the right spot. You have to know where to be.
John
at the right
for
time.
that one behind the scenes. Yeah.
And once I feel like once I did that a good amount, like the wedding stuff on the ground, going up in the air wasn't too terribly different in the sense. It's the biggest difference is it's noisy. You have a headset on, but you don't hear anything like clearly. So it's a little bit hectic in that sense, and you have a lot of people talking to you. So you have a lot of like people kind of butting in, like, "Hey, shoot this, do that." you know?
Yeah.
So that can get a little bit like hectic, I guess, or like not necessarily chaotic, just hectic, and like it gets you, it
lot
can
of
annoy
noise.
you. Yeah, it's a lot of noise.
Interesting.
It's a lot of like,
get out
you
of
have
my
to,
way.
like,
Let me do my thing.
yeah, exactly. It's just like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Just let me be, right? But
Interesting.
you know, you have to make sure everybody's happy too and getting the shots that they want, because we do shoot primarily for the news. So
Okay.
yeah.
You can't put a mute button on there. Just
We do have an isolate switch where I could just mute everyone, which is kind of nice. But
you just sit there, shake your head like you're hearing them. Like
yeah.
if they say,
Just
see,
like,
you're like, yeah, I hear you guys.
Gotcha. Yeah, exactly.
Just doing your own thing.
But I don't think it's crazy different. I feel like once you're in a place with a camera where you feel comfortable with the camera in your hand, put me in any situation, I'll nail it.
Yeah.
I'm confident in that. So
I like that.
Yeah. Do you feel like your social media has helped you kind of propel your career or get more jobs, opportunities because of?
I think I've gotten several clients with social media presence for sure. I think what it's helped me out with a little bit more is probably the type of just interacting with people in general. I'm typically very introverted. I keep to myself, to be honest.
Must be why we haven't seen
I
your
can see
face
that,
on
but
social
honestly,
media.
he's like you're so fluent in conversation.
I
Being naturally
get that a lot,
introverted,
but
yeah.
but honestly, like if you ask my wife, he's a hermit crab. Like he doesn't go out, he doesn't do anything. Like I go out and do stuff, but I really keep to myself, you know.
Yeah.
But with social media stuff, it's gotten me a little bit more comfortable with just interacting with different people that I typically wouldn't interact with like on a normal basis, or they're just not from around where I live or whatever, you know. And a lot of people I think my demographic or my insights or whatever you want to call it on Instagram, I think primarily it's out of the United States is my audience. So it's not even it's not Chicago based. It's not really even United States. I think the US and maybe like India or something are like my top two. So, and those are like 3%. So it's spread out like all over, which is awesome. And you get to talk to a lot of people that I don't think I'd ever cross paths with, you know?
That can be the beauty of social media.
Yeah,
There's pros and cons and everything.
Yeah, 100%. So like as far as like getting more like client work, definitely. But I think I appreciate more the other parts of, that it brings.
Yeah, honestly, before you came here, I didn't know what to expect since I never saw a video of you. I'm like, is he gonna be introverted? Is he awkward? Is he like you don't know what you're gonna expect?
We were just rolling
and
with it.
You're 10 times better on camera, on talking and speaking than probably what I would have thought in my mind because I just had no expectation of knowing.
No, that's there was a time where I wanted to kind of like do like being like on or in front of the camera. I think I probably talked about it off camera too. It was like I did like little like tech reviews, stuff like that back in the day. And I liked doing it. It was fun and I enjoyed it, but it was not, I didn't feel most comfortable doing that. And I also helped with like a few podcasts and a few video projects where I was kind of in front of the camera, kind of off the camera, kind of like a combination of the two. But I always felt better behind the camera. So I don't know. But I also work with guys that talk a lot at work. So we're always communicating. And it's always like, it's like a social environment, but not really social. It's really interesting.
Yeah. Well, that'd be a cool little nuance. It's like, even if it was like 80, 90% behind the camera, but 10% was in front of it,
Yeah.
I'm sure all the following that you have, all the people that are interested in you, this piece is like really intriguing to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
and I really want to start like diving. I feel like I've worked so hard at doing, sharing my work and sharing it consistently up until this point that I do slowly want to start branching out to different directions, like doing YouTube videos, stuff like that, where, showing the process of editing.
So much potential too.
There is. There's a lot that I want to try, want to do. And it's breaking out of that mindset for me of like, do I want to try or not? I get like nervous. I get scared. I don't know why. I just, I don't know if it's like that imposter syndrome or whatever it is, but
what do they say? Paralysis by analysis, where you're kind of overthinking it versus doing it.
Yeah,
exactly. I was that way for
I mean,
a long
you're not
time.
alone. Yeah, I was introverted as hell. Like I had one job as a personal trainer. I would hide in like when people would come into the facility, I'd like creep into the office to not say hi to them.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And doing the online social media thing, I'd say it took me a good 4 years to even start watching myself back on camera because it's cringy. You don't want to hear yourself. You don't want to watch yourself. There's just that threshold where you're like, you know what?
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Yeah. Just gotta embrace it. Like that's me.
Exactly.
I'm me.
Exactly that. I'm me. Like I feel like it took me forever to just kind of feel kind of comfortable with like myself, with all the shit that I have been through and all that stuff. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of times when I was growing up, I wanted to like suppress it and just like, you know, that's just somebody else. That wasn't really me, you know? But the older I get, the more I start realizing like, you know, I have my flaws. I got past all that stuff. I'm in a great place now. That's what I'm happy with. That's, you know, it's cool with me. And I'm going to keep trying new shit. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I don't care.
This is cool.
We've all learned from the past.
Yeah.
It's the only way to learn and keep moving
The things
forward.
we're getting out of the Chiheliguy.
Yeah.
Who would have knew?
Yeah, I know. I honestly, I was, it was funny because I was just driving over here. I'm like, shit, I wonder if people think like I think a lot of people think I'm AI. They're like, cause they think a lot of my videos are AI. And then when I respond to pretty much every person that reaches out to me, they think it's like a bot that's responding back to them.
Really?
Yeah. I've
People
gotten
tell
that
you that?
comment. Yeah. It's weird. And like, I'll have like a conversation with someone. They'll be like, oh, I thought you were like a bot or something or like an AI account. I'm like, no, not at all. So
You look real today.
Yeah.
thank you. Appreciate that.
I feel like going back to what you were saying with the content, I feel like you probably would crush it on YouTube if you taught people how to make sick cinematic videos like you do. I'm sure you'd have 3 people right here that would check it out right now.
I want to. I think the struggle I'm having with some of that right now is I know how much energy and effort it went into just. I know it sounds silly, but like a 12-second video a day.
No,
it was.
totally get what you're saying.
It could be a good amount of work, you know, especially with flying 4 to 6 hours a day. That's, you know, that's on top of all that.
And a family.
In a family,
Personal life?
exactly. Yeah, so
Child now, so
exactly
busy dad life.
It's a lot of stuff that like I have like a few things I really want to do, but I'm just like kind of waiting just to feel even more comfortable with the fact that if I did do that, my face would probably be on camera more. It takes a little bit more effort for me to do that,
Of course.
and get prepared for all that. But yeah, I'll get there.
Yeah, you
Get
got to
there
weigh out
eventually.
what's worth it because we only got so many hours in a day. We've got the same 24 hours. And
Exactly.
we want to tackle all these projects, but you've got to be careful with what you pursue because you realize I can't do that and that effectively.
Right.
So if you're going to take hours away from what you already do, you're going to water down that quality in lieu of something that may or may not work. You may not enjoy it. Who knows?
100%.
That's the beauty of business.
Yep.
It's not easy.
Yeah, no, that I think that's a big struggle with creatives. I think. Well, I feel. Sorry to kind of like shift a little bit, but I feel so like just I can't imagine what creatives are like thinking about right now, like going forward, like starting your creative career right now, seeing how much AI is out there. It's probably very frightening because a lot of content that we consume, like it used to be where a lot of the content you consume is, you know, made by people, for people, blah, blah, blah. Now you see so much AI where you're not even sure if it's real or not. And it's a little bit scary. Like if I were just getting into a creative career, it's a little bit scary because you don't know if you want to use it as a tool or if you want to use it as, you know, part of the media that you're putting out there.
I
or
can
whatever.
see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how I
Interesting
got
way
on
to put
AI
it.
there, but
I mean, it's the real deal now. You're bringing up something that's like everyone knows about AI.
yeah.
Whether
And
you're using it or not.
If it affects like everyone's career realistically, you know, and their livelihood. and
Well,
stuff.
yeah, I mean, even I don't consume content, but like when my wife will go to show me a video, even it crosses my mind, like, is that altered? Is that real? Because there's some wild shit you see now. You know, it could be real, but is it real?
Yeah. So
For real. You can do some crazy things with AI now.
yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Same thing with you can just take a picture of you standing there and you can put prompts in, make it look like I'm at the beach or make it look like this. And it looks so real that you would think you were actually at a
And in like
beach.
10 seconds, it's
Yeah.
just like ready to go. So
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing about like the creative field that's like for me, you know, it pulls me because I don't use AI in my stuff as far as like everything's real. Obviously, I shot all of it, but when it comes to using AI for like tools and stuff like that in creative work,
Okay.
it's such a weird like gray area in my opinion at the moment because it's like how much of it is your work if you're using all these AI tools to make your work, you know.
But
like
that's
stand
what I
out.
love about it too. Is I think like if you have a true talent, it's always gonna shine.
Yeah, I
In
would
any
hope
industry,
so.
in any
Yeah.
field. And
Yeah.
I think that's what we were talking about it the other day with another guest, IRL, in real life content. I feel like people are kind of shifting back to that because there's so much alteration, so much editing that people are kind of respecting and appreciating just the authenticity of
Just raw real life. Yeah.
raw real life.
Yeah. That's another thing. I was always like thinking like, oh, maybe streaming would be, you know, an option, and never really got into it. I don't think I'm interested
interesting enough for it, you know. It would also depend, I guess, on what I'm doing. If
Love
it
the
was
honesty,
like,
yeah.
I don't think, you know, it's like the job's great and like, and obviously the stuff that I do, I absolutely love doing it. But as far as like, that's maybe why my face isn't on camera.
Yeah.
You know, I just,
I mean, whatever you're doing right now is freaking awesome.
thanks.
It's working.
Really appreciate that. Yeah. It's crazy because the recipe is so simple, you know, just post at the same time every day, consistency.
Yeah. You got it nailed down.
Do you do that from a content perspective, or do you just do that because it's a consistent schedule that's easy to stick to?
Probably a little bit of both, honestly. Yeah. I, before I like even got into my own stuff, I shot with a lot of, like, you guys remember Vine back in the day?
Oh yeah, I remember Vine.
Yeah, before TikTok.
Yeah. So I'd like shoot with a bunch of Viners and stuff. Like when that was, you know, like a pretty big thing. That was actually part of the reason why I moved to LA too at the time.
Really?
So I was working with like influencers and stuff. So I kind of knew like what the recipe was or whatever, but you still have to make good content if you're in like an art field. You have to make it has to be visually appealing for the most part. So that schedule probably helps a lot more with that. Like obviously, like I want to produce high quality content, but also I want to have a schedule that's going to be, I mean, it's just like any YouTuber, you know, they like a lot of YouTubers post at a certain time every single day or every week or every whatever it is. And that, you know, people know what to expect. Oh, the video's coming out. I'm going to jump on YouTube or whatever it is. And I know that it's not the same for like a platform like Instagram, but a lot of people, I know what time, or there's a reason why I post at the time that I do. I know people are going to be winding down. Most of my stuff is usually pretty chill. It's not too upbeat or in your face or anything like that. And it's late at night around the time where when I post it, an hour later, it should have gained a little bit of traction. People are getting into bed. It's going to boost that traction a little bit more. And then by the morning, it should have a good, decent amount of interactions.
There's a method to the madness.
There
It sound
is
like in the
definitely a
tub, you just
method.
wing it, but you got it.
I don't wing it completely. But I've thought it through. Yeah,
Sure.
100%. I've seen what works for other people. Works
I
for
could
me.
imagine coming out of a fresh cold tub, you're in Zen mode, just chilling out, and one of his videos pops up.
Yeah,
I'd be falling
Oh,
asleep.
that's nice.
exactly.
That'd be me. I get zen over here after the cold
With the
tub.
music, I mean, some of them, like, I think the word is mesmerizing because with it, sometimes you'll like slow it down and you'll zoom in and then pan back out. With the music, it's just like you're kind of caught in a trance.
Yeah. That's honestly, that's kind of the goal. Keep you watching as long as possible.
Yeah.
That's what social media is.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing is like I'm trying to get that retention rate up, but no, like realistically, every single one of them means a lot more to me than people I think really know.
I love that. That's that insatiable hunger, that passion, though.
Yeah.
Feel it.
Yeah, I really loved. I mean, I had a career that I could have taken. You know, I mean, I started school going for engineering and computer science, and I was there for 2 years. I'm like, no, man, I cannot do this. Like, and it would have been honestly, like looking back at it, it would have been a perfect career path. You know, especially with how computers and everything have taken off in the last couple of years, whatever.
No, you shifted to Vine, moved to LA.
Right? Yeah, I just threw it all away. No, no, but I wasn't happy doing it. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't for me. And
yeah,
eventually, you know, and I thought that like photo and video was definitely gonna make me happy. I guess like in like the hobby sense. I never knew if it was gonna turn into a career. That was the scary part. It's going to school for something, not knowing if it's gonna be something after the fact. You know, if you're wasting your time or whatever. I feel like that's for everybody, though. Yeah,
I was gonna say, you think that's the case for a lot of photographers and videographers?
I think it's the case for a lot of people in their careers, but like period. But yeah, for photo and video, I think there's got to be some kind of people have to be a little bit scared probably getting into it. I remember like when I was like a senior in college, I was taking a fashion class, fashion photo class, and I had a duo professor. It was John MacArthur's is what their last name are. Anyway, they're like amazing fashion shooters, right? And it was I knew I wasn't really going to be shooting with people much. I like maybe portraits here and there, like headshots. I still do those all the time. Super fun. Enjoy doing it. Enjoy talking to people doing that. But one of the things that has always stuck out to me, I think I've said this to like everybody that asks for advice with starting a career in photo video,
All right,
is just because you're going to school to be a photographer, because you know a lot of people now they skip college, but like if you do go, just because you're going to school to be a photographer or a videographer or whatever, it doesn't mean you're going to be the one behind the camera. You could be a light tech, you could be a digitech, you could be a million other things. You could be a studio manager. You're still in that photo like video space, That doesn't mean you're going to be that starting out right out of college. And I think when they told me that, it like really clicked in my head, like, oh, so after like I graduate in like 2 months back then, what do? Do I need to find a full-time job, you know, like I got to make money. So that's when I started doing photo direction for a magazine instead.
Okay.
So I was shooting a little bit freelance, but it wasn't my primary income. And that's when it like clicked. I'm like, oh, that's what they meant. Like you got to work your way into making it your full time, you know? But like it didn't, but can you imagine like going to school for 3.5 years in college, like spending all this money?
Yep.
Yeah. And then just being like, shit, I might not even do this.
Dude, isn't that the case for a lot of people?
I guess
people go for their MBA and they get out and they're like, oh, I didn't even get to do what I thought I was spending all that money, all that time and effort to do.
Yeah. It's absolutely wild. And like, I hate to give the advice to creatives to not go to school, but at the moment, it's just it's not worth it.
I think 60% of people that go to college nowadays don't even end up in a job in their field.
Isn't that the wild
because
part?
it's so competitive. There's so many people going for the same things, and there's only so many openings. That
they finish it out fully, and at the end of it all, they don't even do what they went for.
I know so many people that have done that.
It's absolutely like crazy, and I think like a lot of my friends too. Same thing. They just completely shifted careers and all this stuff, and that's why like when creatives ask like, "Oh, what should I do to like like do you think I should like go this way with my career or this way?" I'm like, just don't go to like you really don't need to go to school for creative work.
You'll say that to them, like that'll be
absolutely to go to school and like spend money on something you could probably learn quicker and honestly more thorough on YouTube.
Dude, seriously,
YouTube's the crown jewel, man.
With YouTube, so many people have said that this weekend, but there's a guy that was on here a few days ago. It's in the cars. We asked him, how'd you learn to fix cars? He said the same thing. YouTube. Like literally everything's on there that you could possibly need to start a business, better your health, your mindset, anything you can literally find on that platform. No joke.
I mean, if you're fixing a fridge, you can like look up your specific fridge and how to like fix, like a water line that goes into that fridge, and it'll have like that fridge, that water line, that fix for in like a minute long video.
Yeah.
There's like anything is on YouTube. It's nuts.
Yeah.
And like I remember when I was back in school, lynda.com was like or maybe you should cut that out, like just because it's a brand. But lynda.com was like
I've never even heard of it.
I've never heard of it before.
They do. I think they did like tutorials for Photoshop and like Premiere and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
And that was like when you were in school, they were like, here, you should use this resource, like it's YouTube. It's essentially YouTube. It's a massive corporation that is making these videos now instead of a YouTuber.
All right.
Yeah, and then YouTubers started like really like, all right, let's make these tutorials, make like show people how to shoot all this stuff, and all of a sudden now people are just kind of flocking towards that more than an official like Adobe source or whatever. It's interesting. I don't know.
I love it, man. These are good tangents.
Yeah.
But this is like real life shit too, because so many people see someone like yourself, or they don't know the nitty gritty behind what you have to do to make it in any field industry. And there's so many ways to do it too. Like nowadays with the plethora of ways to consume content, knowledge, etc., you can make it in any way.
You could.
Like if you set your mind to something, you could probably get it done.
Yeah. And honestly, like a lot of it's, in my opinion, still like trial and error. You got to try it. And if you don't put yourself out there and try it,
dude,
you're never going to see results,
But even thinking 15 years ago, the tried and true way was schooling. Like a lot of the ways to get to the top of anything was like you go to school and you learn the proper way. But now it's like you can blow that out of the water almost.
You really can. And like, at least in my opinion, I don't like if I were to hire somebody as a creative, I want to see their work. I don't care what school they went to. Like,
I'm honestly surprised YouTube hasn't come out with their own school.
That would be
to be honest, like their own certifications and things of, hey, I took these courses from YouTube. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, like I can see like obviously like if you need like certain certifications, stuff like that, or
like a heart surgeon.
Exactly, right? Like, or if you need like a license to work on like construction, stuff like that. Obviously, I get it. Like you need to do that.
Yeah.
But like in career paths that you don't really need those certifications or licenses, like a photographer, videographer. I mean, I don't know. Just it's so easy to find. There's so many resources out there. It's
proof in the pudding. Even our industry, fitness, health, we have certifications. My wife got a degree. That's where I met her. I'm glad she went for kinesiology. Otherwise, I wouldn't have met her. But really, it's the results.
It is.
Do you have what I want?
Exactly.
And people don't. I can't remember the last time someone's asked us, "Hey, what are your accreditations?"
Right. They ask like, do you have like testimonials? Do you have before and after pictures?
Yeah.
If they believe in you, and I love this quote, especially in the fitness industry, people don't hire coaching; they hire coaches.
Right.
They want to invest in a person that they believe in, that they trust.
Yeah.
Whether it's you, your process.
Even like as far as like fitness goes, like I think like there's gyms that do like free training or whatever, right? But I feel like nobody like, or at least I never took the training because I wanted to know the person that was going to be training. And like, if they, if we like mesh, if I want to see if they're good, but like, if you just get like a random person every time you show up to a training session, it's kind of like, all right, I got to feel them out a little bit, but I'm here to work out. And it's weird. I don't know. Yeah, I get it.
His brother always said that from day one. I started training him 14 years ago. And he said when he went into the gym, he looked around and he knew he needed a trainer, and he pointed at me and he said, I want that guy as my trainer.
Yeah.
Told the manager that when he was signing up.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't ask for your diploma or anything. That's crazy.
Yeah, for real.
You see what I mean? Like it's just, and it's, yeah, I guess it does go with a lot of careers. It really does.
I mean, if you pulled up you and like other people's work, like how easy is it to pick who you'd want?
Yeah,
I mean, based on their capabilities,
right? But if you put like a bunch of resumes out, you think you'd be able to choose as easily?
True, that's a good
not.
point.
Yeah. I mean,
a
that's
really
exactly
good
it.
point.
Am I going to pick this guy that went to school for 8 years, or I see this guy actual work looks better than his?
Yeah.
And if you
he could have just started, but if he's got the drive and he's really putting the work in, then it's going to show.
And to go to an extreme, how much easier is it to make the wrong decision based off a resume nowadays? If someone's got like eight years of schooling, you have no clue what his work looks like versus the guy that's done nothing and just YouTube knowledge for 2 years, but he could totally trump him.
And a lot of the like YouTubers that are like making tutorials and stuff, like Peter McKinnon, for example.
Okay.
Do you guys know?
No.
He's
What's he
huge.
do?
He's a
Tourist?
photographer. Probably one of the bigger ones on social media.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, bigger. Yeah, he's awesome. Just awesome personality and everything. But his work is also like incredible. And he started probably, I don't know how long ago he started, but in any case, people trust like his advice and stuff because his work is so great. And that's kind of how he just kept growing. I honestly, the only part that scares me about like myself getting into YouTube, I guess, or like making like videos and putting so much time into it, is there's so much competition too. And like,
Yeah, sure.
and
Don't
right
ever
now,
let that scare you.
No, I don't want
saturated
to.
as it is, dude. There's always up and comers. But every year I look at every industry, even ours, it's like, don't stop grinding. It's never too late,
And I
because
hear
there's
that.
always people phasing out and then coming in.
Right. Yeah. I feel like I do hear like a decent amount of like, oh, when did you start YouTube or whatever? It's 2018, 2019. And I'm thinking to myself, like, damn it, I should have started again. Like,
Oh,
why
we
didn't
always
I do
have
it?
those thoughts.
Yeah. But I
we'll
keep
always
seeing
do
it.
that.
And the years are getting later and later. I'm like, dude, they started last year and they're blowing up and they're doing great and all this
Yeah,
stuff. And
yeah.
it's interesting because it's all about like timing and like making sure, the balance is there and all that.
Yeah,
Sure.
just figuring it out, and you can cross post nowadays where you can just post on your story and be posting new unique content on YouTube. Come follow me here, and you have how many people that are probably loyal followers that would jump right over and
I have no
start
idea.
watching.
No idea.
I have no idea. Yeah, I really don't because I haven't
That's
done
the
it.
beauty of it. Yeah.
I have like I have a not even long form. I do cinematic minutes, but I don't post as often. They're like
I like
1
the
minute
sound of
long
that.
clips instead of 12-minute or 12-second clips. Essentially the same thing as Instagram, just actually widescreen so you can put it on your TV and stuff.
Oh,
and
sick.
actually 4K. So
Ooh, I
And
like
do you do YouTube Shorts at all?
No.
Like you don't do even the
No,
same
I know.
videos that
Oh,
you
the
post on
world is
Instagram
his.
to the same on.
He's
on
gonna go.
YouTube.
He's gonna go home and get to work.
just post,
Like
post,
you could
post.
post the same videos there on YouTube, right? And it would probably hit a whole different audience of people that
Yeah.
use YouTube rather than Instagram.
I've dipped into Facebook, ironically enough, and it's grown there. It just cross post same thing. If I post on Instagram, it just goes
Oh
straight
yeah,
to
'cause it
Facebook.
just automatically.
Yeah, and I haven't really touched much of the stuff on Facebook, and it's still growing. So I know there's potential there for stuff like YouTube. It's just getting to it and actually doing it. But
Nice.
Okay.
Random question: what's the scariest thing you've encountered up in the air?
mm,
Wildest experience. I mean, all the times you've gone up, is there anything that was like an oh shit moment or that sticks out?
couple of oh shit moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like oh shit, like right when it is happening or happened. but nothing like too crazy. A lot of it's like weather related, like heavy rain or something like out of nowhere. It could be a little scary because you hear it, and then
The helicopter's not a plane. I mean, it's much more nimble.
it's a lot more. You're like shaking around in there a lot more than like
Yeah.
an airplane, obviously. And then you're trying to hold the shot at the same time. So I'm like it's just like a thing you hold in your lap or whatever. You have a joystick on your right hand, and then if you're moving around a good amount, you know, it could move the shot around.
We'll have to see a picture of it or something, so the people watching can see what
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
talking
I'll
about.
send you guys
Get a visual of that.
like a photo of the inside and everything. But as far as like scary moments go, not really, not like a ton. I'm also not. I don't scare very easily.
You don't get to go on high speed chases or anything.
Oh yeah, we do.
Oh, you do.
They're
You
fun.
get to follow along with those. Like
That's
if you're-
cool.
Yeah, those are really fun. Those are probably the most fun because you get the most like camera practice, honestly.
Okay. Well, I was wondering if it tied into the same thing when you were saying the new is that if there was chases in the city or something, or
Yeah, so like
you got to go out.
most of the covers that we do is like breaking news, so sad stuff like car crashes, shootings.
Hey, get
that kind
that.
of
Breaking news is always sad stuff. What do you know?
Not always, but
I'm just kidding.
a lot of times.
Whenever I turn the news on, I'm like, God, this shit's depressing.
Yeah, it could
the
be.
most
95% of it. They give you 5%, a little sprinkle
Yeah, a
in
little
there.
smidgen every once in a while.
Well, that 5% is my whole, my page. That's
That's
where
There
the
you go.
content
I
comes
love
in.
that.
Yeah, and
Yes. Making the world a better place.
but we get a lot of like just beauty shots, like city shots and stuff like that. Obviously, I enjoy doing that the most. And then we do a lot of not a lot of car chases, a little bit more recently. Those are intense more than like scary because you're typically looking out for 3 other at least news choppers, possibly 2 or 3 police choppers. So you've got 7-ish choppers in the same area finding or looking for the same person. You know, like we give everybody space. Everybody's very good at keeping their space.
Nice.
Their altitudes are always like staggered. So, if you do ever even get close to somebody else, you're not close.
different elevations.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool to hear the communication comms going on during
It's
that.
incredible. What the pilots do is insane. Like we'll listen in on it and then we'll turn it off if we need to focus on something different. But their communication is absolutely insane. And then we also have to communicate to our pilots, where we want them in relation to other aircraft because we're looking out our windows in the back, like letting them know, like, okay, we got so and so out the window.
Yeah.
So I think that is probably the most intense it gets.
Okay.
It's exhilarating. That's like the only way I can really put it.
Yeah.
I like that word.
Well, based off of that, what's a harder job to do than flying a plane or capturing the perfect video photo?
I don't know. I don't
You mean the
know
heli?
Yeah. What's harder, being the pilot or being the person capturing all the content you need?
I don't know. Honestly, I think it's like an even balance, honestly. Because like we work together so closely. Like you can tell the pilot, we got to go to like Soldier Field, for example, right? But I also have to tell him what kind of shot I want. He has to understand the type of shot that I want, what angle we want, what direction, all this
that's
stuff.
cool.
There's
It's like a
buildings,
bond.
obviously. It really is.
Partnership.
Yeah, and like the longer you work with someone, the more they know exactly what you want, like the angles, speed, everything. There's just so much that goes in.
So is it always the same pilot that you work with?
Yeah, actually,
Multiple?
well, we have at our base we have several different contracts. There's about 8 pilots total at our base, but they're not all working at the same time. So it's kind of each person has their own shift.
Okay.
I work with 1 pilot.
Dang,
full time.
that's
So,
cool, man.
Yeah, so you get close to them. They're you're friends. You're essentially friends. So when you get along and everything goes right, it's a great time. Does not feel like work at all. It's just
Well, that's cool, especially when your life's in their hands.
exactly.
You hope
Yeah.
you hope you guys can
Bring
mesh
cookies
together
to
and
work, Bring
not
like
dislike
cookies to
each
work
other
every day. And no, it's
cookies to work.
you got to make them feel good,
Yeah.
No, they're incredible at what they do, honestly. So I'm very thankful for them keeping me alive.
I would sure hope so too. I'm sure your wife does all the time. I'm like, oh, thank God he came back home safe.
Yeah. And it's funny because like for the news stuff, like there's obviously a lot of competition. Like but we communicate with each other. Like even though they're competition, we're still close. I think everybody kind of understands that it's not exactly the safest job in the world.
Yeah.
Also, not the most dangerous job in the world either, obviously. But I think everybody has like a very good level head going into it, and I think that's like in what we do. It's very, very important to be level headed, obviously. So
Yeah. No, I love that. One thing building off of that, if someone's getting into their photo, video careers, they're younger, how could they follow in your footsteps to do what you do?
Man, I think definitely follow, like, so if you're into photo video, regardless of if it's like city stuff, portraits, or cars, I guess cars are huge now with photo and video. Just keep making as much content, and it doesn't have to be like content. It doesn't have to be for social media. Just capture as much as you possibly can and grow and see what you actually like to shoot. Because the thing is like a lot of people are like, oh, well, I like that car video. I want to be a car, photographer, videographer. But like, if you just try a few different things, try shooting a wedding, try shooting events. And I understand that like just getting that client, it's not easy. It's obviously very difficult. Breaking into a full-time career in the creative field is not easy. But my best advice is just try shooting a little bit of everything. Try photo, try video.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised that you might think you like shooting something, but you might like shooting something else a lot more. And that could propel you into, full-time jobs.
Dude, I love that. Yeah. So if you're younger, just starting out, you're saying just shoot, man.
Everything.
You think
just
you like
shoot
one niche?
literally everything. Yeah.
Branch out.
And it doesn't help. And that also helps with just, growing your skills. I mean, you don't know, like people might think they know lighting when they, they take like a class and they're like, all right, cool. I have a good grasp on it. But you don't if you're not shooting a million different things with a million different conditions, you really don't know lighting that great because you haven't even experienced it all, So getting that experience is, and I know it's like the most like basic like advice ever.
No, I
get experience. But it's shit. Yeah, it's 100% true though. It's just one of those things where unless you're putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
And the same with my posting my content. If I didn't put myself out there, there'd be nothing to show
That's
for
so
it either.
true. So now as you grow in your field, in your career, to become successful, do you believe it's important to have a niche? Or do you think it's good to diversify your work?
It's kind of hard to say.
Because you have a niche.
Right.
I mean, your page is very niche.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's like when we were in the tubs talking, I'm well aware that like the page looks the way it does. And
you're
and the work
dialed in, man.
Yeah, exactly. Do I think that's necessary? Not really. That doesn't really work for a lot of people. I know a lot of people in Chicago, and like I keep up with like it might not seem like it probably from other creators that like I interact with and stuff. I keep up with like what everyone's doing and like what they're posting.
Even one of our guys behind the scenes, he said that when he went and checked out your page, he's like, wow, we got a lot of mutual connections in common because he's in this similar field. So it's like you guys are all kind of, of each other.
Yes. Yeah. It's a tiny world. Like, and the thing is like if we didn't come across each other today, chances are we would have came across each other another time. There's like as many because everybody has a camera in their pockets now. So like there's a lot of photographers out there. Everybody wants to get into it and shoot full time. And in the world of AI, that's a little bit scary because that means your job opportunities are dwindling. Meanwhile, your competition is growing. So it's a little scary to kind of get into that field. And I could see that kind of scaring people away, but I think that's why I kind of say like just shoot everything because that way you don't have to have a niche. Like if I wanted to change my page in the next week to something completely different, I feel like I'm confident I can probably do it.
Really?
I don't think the followers would like it. I don't think people would like the page.
Throw them a curveball.
But
what if you put your face on there for the first
Oh
time?
God, yeah, just like mass unfollowing. Right?
No, I don't think that'll happen at all.
I think if I wanted to switch the page up and stuff and start sharing other work, like if I just really wanted to get into portraits, I'm confident I can produce work that would be. I think it'd be great. Would people love it? I don't know, but I also probably wouldn't care if I made that change.
Yeah,
so
that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, and I think that's you kind of have to be a little bit brave. I feel like in the creative world because otherwise,
just like you were today in the cold tub.
Yeah, exactly.
A little brave,
just like that.
No, but it is one of those things where if you don't take a lot of chances, in my opinion, you're gonna be either stuck in like a spot where I'm not really happy shooting what I'm shooting right now, or just kind of giving up and falling out of this like passion, and like feeling like, oh, I don't have a passion for it anymore. I felt like that a million times.
Wow.
And it was the worst feeling in the world because I knew that's what I wanted to do. It was like 3-4 years of me just like beyond struggling, trying to figure out like, what am I doing? Like,
wow.
I was shooting consistently every week. I'd have a shoot at least like once a week and still didn't feel like I was, like successful for some reason because I wasn't like happy with my work.
Dude, that's so relatable though, man. And kudos to you because you've come a long way. You deserve a lot of credit.
Appreciate
and there's
that.
so many people, regardless of the field. I mean, we still have hair pulling weeks at the beginning of my training journey. Everybody can relate to having those times where it's like, am I any good?
Yeah.
Am I going to get anywhere? Do people like me?
Exactly.
And there's so many reasons to stop doing what you're doing, but the resilient persevere, and sometimes you become something.
Yeah. And that's human nature, you know, to feel like, well, what if people don't like this, you know? And I think as a creative where I put a lot of my emotion into my work, it can hurt when you get either rejected or something doesn't do well. Like, oh man, I really like that, you know? As much as I want to pretend like it doesn't ever, feel bad, not gaining the traction that I wanted on something or whatever the case may be, you just kind of got to power through that feeling and, and find what makes you really happy. So,
yeah. And that right there is part of why you're good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I think it's wild to think that everything you do is external and visual, but a lot of it is here.
It is. Yeah. A ton of it. I mean, I went through some very dark, times through my late teens, through pretty much all my 20s.
And how old are you again?
35. Okay. And most of my 20s are right around COVID. It was rough, dark, tough times. Would I go through that all again and be where I am to 100%? Yeah. That's
wow.
Yeah. It's really
cool to hear.
I feel like there's so much more that I still want to accomplish. So I'm grateful, super grateful for, the position that I'm in, the job that I have, the people that I get to interact with, work with, everything. Being here with you guys, super grateful. It's an amazing experience. Yeah. And there's still a ton of growth that that I see in front of me. And I think I used to not really see that growth in front of me. I used to just kind of be like, I'll get there one day, maybe. We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll get there somehow. But now I actually see it and I'm striving for it and reaching for it.
Yeah, man.
It's a good feeling. It's a different feeling than I had than I've had most of my career.
Yeah, well, dude. Hell yeah. What's the biggest accolade that you accomplished so far in your career?
I don't know if I have anything that. He's so humble.
Yeah, right.
I just whole path.
Or what are you most proud of so far accomplishing in your career?
I'm very proud that I stuck to it and just kind of. I don't think my end goal was never shoot from a helicopter. I don't think that's not really a realistic goal. I got there and I was like, holy shit, this is what I've been looking for. That's what I'm most proud of, is getting to that point where going to work doesn't feel like work for me most of the time. Sometimes it does, but everybody gets that feeling. That's what I'm most proud of, is getting to that point, just being happy to be at work and, making stuff for people that they enjoy watching it. And every comment, every message that I get where people are like, oh, this brings me some kind of joy or happiness. That's what, seriously, that makes me happy and proud to do what I do. This is great.
I love that.
That's super cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, what do you feel is next in your career?
That's a tough one. I have no idea.
Yeah. No, you said you got a lot. You got things you want to accomplish still, and have a long way to go. I don't know if you had something in mind that I want to do.
I won't. Well, there's things that I want to do. It's not an end goal. I don't think I have an end goal of where I want my career to take me, just because I feel it's shifted so much in just the last couple of years, honestly. Not only for myself, but just the industry in general it changed immensely in the last 10 years.
Totally see that.
Kind of scary, honestly.
Yeah.
A lot of things that obviously traveling, like we were talking about earlier, traveling and shooting, I think that's been kind of what I've been saying since I was 16. It's I want to travel and shoot. That's always what I've wanted to do. And I kind of get that here in this job, in one way or another. I mean, we still fly, a decent distance, so not really traveling, but at least I get to not be in an office or whatever it is.
Yeah. Now, kind of spinning off of that, we've been talking about social media a lot. Do you think social media has the potential of changing your career massively, the direction it goes as you get traction and all the rest?
Absolutely.
Even just traveling, I'm just thinking, if you just expanded and created travel, but you could probably just make it.
Yeah. 100%. There's a bunch of photographers that I follow that do travel work. They go to resorts and stuff all over Europe and everywhere.
Okay.
And I'm just dude, I want to do that. That sounds great. That has nothing to do with helicopter. Has nothing to do with what I'm doing now, but it's still, you know, in my field, and I still feel like it'd be a really good time to, you know, obviously the traveling part is huge, but I also
Enjoy it too.
exactly. But also like the just capturing different places and seeing things for the first time, that's huge for me.
Yeah, sure.
I think that would honestly be like an end goal, is to be able to travel and shoot. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that's all gonna pan out. We'll see, I guess. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah,
Mhm.
it just makes me think I'm so blessed to be doing what we're doing, because the past 6 years I would have never guessed that I've been able to just see the small amounts of things that I've seen in the country outside. But it's the freedom of believing in yourself,
Yes.
going for it, getting some traction, and then realizing, wow, I'm not tied down to anything.
Yeah.
So at 32 years old, the things I've been able to see and experience, I'm like, if I didn't do what I'm doing, I'd probably just be a hermit in my small town. Not have seen any of that shit
Exactly.
with someone that I love.
I feel like well, I don't know. I grew up in Chicago, and it is nice that at least with like an online or with the internet in general, I guess. I feel like an old man saying that, with the internet. It is cool where you can live in like a small town. I mean, there are like a lot of creators, a lot of, you know, talking heads on YouTube. They're all just in like small towns all over the world. And like you don't really even think about that. Like they're just in like a tiny town, totally outside in the middle of nowhere. And it's incredible that you can do that now. And if that's your passion, go for it. Why not?
You bet.
Yeah.
You bet. And it's so nice being from a small town, but still being able to get out and about. Like, I feel like a lot of people that resent living in a small town are the ones that are stuck there.
Yeah.
They never get out of it.
Yeah.
But if every once in a while you can break out when you want a little getaway, coming back to that small town, you kind of, you appreciate it differently.
Yeah. Well, my wife's family, they're in a relatively small town, a little bit further south.
Okay.
And yeah, it's funny because every time we go out there, I'm just like, we're driving around them, and it's like farmlands and like a little, like a few hills here and there, a few houses here and there. I'm looking, I'm like, man, that would be so cool to like live out there and everything. But then like, you know, we're out there for like a day or two. It's like, all right, you know, I'll get back to the city life. Well,
Dude, you always want what you don't have.
exactly, yeah. That's what we always say to each other. We're like, we would be so happy living out like in a smaller town, but we'd be so much happier in a city. So
Yeah, it's a stupid example. This is a newer property. This home's only 7 years old or something, but there's no mature trees on the property. So every time I see a property with mature trees, I'm like, oh, it'd be so nice. I'd love to have a tree that big.
beautiful tree.
It's like you got everything else, but because you don't have mature trees, you want mature trees.
No, I mean, I was driving around and I was thinking, I'm like, man, this is like up and coming. I want to, you know, venture out a little bit more to this, you know, out west. So.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I'm glad it's been worthwhile.
So wrapping things up, what is the biggest piece of life advice that you could give to someone watching from home? What could they learn from you? A life quote, a takeaway, something that changed your life?
Oh man, I don't know if I'm in the position to give life advice, but
Yeah, you are. There's the humbleness coming out once again.
no,
All that like 5 times.
I just think it's super important to go after and do what you really, really what really makes you happy. That's the most important thing, at least in my opinion, to my life and my success, my family, my happiness, is just to do something that you actually enjoy doing. I feel like that's turned my life around, honestly, like completely. There was just so many different days where, you know, getting home from work or getting home from like a long day of, you know, trying new things with like shooting and stuff, and being like so disappointed and being like, man, that was just not fun. Like, and it just, you know, it tears you down. So life's too short to not be doing stuff you're not loving doing.
Amen to that. Life's too short.
Yeah.
Well, Cam, thanks for coming on the show, man. We appreciate you.
For having me.
Phenomenal interview.
Appreciate it.
Chuck full of value. And if you enjoyed our interview here with the Chiheliguy, you can check out more episodes of us on Cold Tub Talks right here.